Oh, he said you'd probably be asleep. I've brought you lunch. Or I was told to bring you lunch. It's just leftovers, whatever the staff were having. Half a bagel, bit of potato salad, some kind of meat stuff. I don't know. Looks like ham, maybe? Don't know why I'm telling you. Anyway, you'll find out when you eat it. How do I get it to you? Can't open the cell door. Oh, right. Hatch at the bottom. Yeah. They probably should have told me that. How would I know? Oh, but wait, it's locked. Do I need the key for this, too? They didn't give me one. I don't know. They just didn't. Who knows if it was deliberate or if they just forgot. I don't get told anything. I never normally do this sort of thing anyway. It's not... I try not to get involved. But Gary's off sick and Michelle refused, said it wasn't her job. I think she forgot who she was talking to. I am her boss's son, after all. But I couldn't be bothered arguing. Besides, I was kind of curious. I never normally come down here. No. Well, I try not to have a reason to. Anyway, how am I going to give you this food if I can't open the hatch? I don't want to go up and ask for the key. They'll only laugh at me and probably say no. No, I just don't want to. Oh, I know. I'll just pass each bit through the bars. The gaps are big enough. Here, bagel. There. I'll just give you the rest of the stuff when you're done with that. So, what's your name? I don't know why I'm asking, just trying to be polite. Although I see how being polite when you're being held prisoner by my father might be a little pointless. So, I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to know. No, like I said, I don't get told anything. I don't know your name, or where you came from, or why you're here. Or, well, I suppose I can guess at the why part. Normally, when Father's keeping someone in the basement, it's because they're related to someone who hasn't paid him. It's all so grim. I don't like to think about it. But I can still wonder about your name. Okay. Good to meet you, I guess. I'm Antoine. Call me Ant. Oh, really? How do you already know my name? I know some people have heard of my father, but I didn't think my name was public knowledge. Alright, okay. Seems odd that my father mentioned me when you were first brought down here. Wonder if he's mentioned me to everybody he does this to. I'd ask what he said about me, but perhaps I shouldn't. I doubt it was anything good. No, to be honest, I try not to think about Father's opinion of me. Only makes me sad. Oh, but shit, I can't be saying this stuff to you. I'm not meant to be talking to you at all. I forgot about that when I asked your name. You want the rest of this food? Okay, look, I'll just leave the tray on the floor here. I'm sure you can reach through the bars far enough to grab it, right? Yeah. Okay. You'll probably never see me again, so bye. Hey, you're still awake, right? Yeah, I know. I didn't think you would see me again. I was hoping you wouldn't. But, well, here I am. Brought dinner for you. It's not leftovers this time, so there's that. Michelle actually made a tray up specifically for you. Still refused to bring it down here herself for you, though, despite my begging. Oh no, of course I didn't want to come down here again. It's horrible. And besides, I embarrassed myself last time. I wasn't supposed to talk to you at all other than to wake you up if you were asleep. But wait, I'm talking to you again. Stop doing that. I mean, stop doing whatever it is you're doing that's making me talk to you. I don't know what it is, but it's not fair. Here. At least made them give me the key this time, so. There. It's, actually, I don't know what it is. I didn't feel like eating tonight. I assume it's what everybody else was having, though. I hope it's to your liking. Not that you've much of a choice if it isn't. Well, I'm just hanging around because I figure I should take all the stuff away when you're done, so that it can be washed. Anyway, stop talking and eat. Just pretend I'm not here. Okay, fine. If you really want me to go, I'll go. I can come back later for this stuff, I guess. I just thought that... I don't know. Yeah, fine. I'll... Joking. Well, I wouldn't know. Not many jokes get made in this household. No, I really don't know the specifics of why you're being held here. Like I said, I can make a guess. Most of Father's guests have a similar reason for being here. But I don't ask about it. What are you asking me for anyway? Surely you must know. Yeah, I thought you would. Most people can at least guess, even if they aren't certain what they're in for. So, like, what is it? What's the reason? Yeah, that's about what I imagined. Father doesn't like it when people fall behind on payments. You said it was a theatre that owed him? You run the place? You run a theatre? Alright. The owners are your parents. Got it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Times must have been tough if your folks borrowed money from my father. He's usually a last resort, you know, when the banks don't want to lend anymore. Running a theatre, that's a tough business, right? Yeah, I thought so. I don't know much about it. Still, real shame they felt they had to turn to someone like my father. Me? You thought I'd be like him? I mean, yeah, he's my dad, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be a carbon copy. Huh. God, you aren't the first person to assume I'd be following in his footsteps. He assumes that, for God's sake. I guess I don't really have much choice, seeing as it's what he wants. I don't have much of a choice. But it doesn't mean I'm the same kind of person as him. Oh, fuck no. I'd much rather be the kid of a theatre owner like you. Although, preferably a theatre owner who didn't turn to the Mafia when they ran out of money. You know, that was probably a pretty dumb move on their part. I don't know, if it was me, I probably would have let the business go bust. You know, rather than risk my offspring being kidnapped. Maybe they just didn't know that was a risk, but come on. You've met my father, right? Possibly it's just because I've known him for so long, but he gives off distinctly kidnapping-y vibes to me. You seem surprisingly unbothered by the whole thing, I have to say. I'm not usually so involved, but I understand that most of the time, people don't enjoy being kidnapped. Well, then, I admire your level-headedness. I don't think I'd be like that. Father always said I need to stop being so emotional. I think it's the thing that gives him pause when it comes to me taking over, you know? God. Is that what he told you about me? I thought he might have been like, you don't want to meet my son. He's worse than me. You know, use me as a threat. But okay, fine. What is it he actually said? Fucking arsehole. Worst thing is I can hear it in his voice. Don't talk to my son. You're too good looking. That emotional little twat will just fall in love with you. Prick. I don't just go about the place falling in love with anybody, regardless of how attractive they are. I guess he was right about that part, at least. Thank you. I do get pretty boy a lot, though most of the time I think it's meant as an insult. No, it's all or nothing with him. He's either completely cold and uncaring, or, killing people, I guess. Quite the extreme of emotion. The best thing I can possibly say about him is that he's my father. I've no kinder words to offer, and even that isn't so kind. I'd rather he wasn't my father. Fuck, I hope he's not hearing all this somehow. No, I don't think it's bugged or anything. He doesn't think there's any risk. No reason to record down here. He just wants your parents' money, that's all. If they pay up, you'll be out of here, no problem. If they don't, well, best not to think about that for now. Yeah, just don't think about it. There's plenty of time anyway. Father likes to let people sweat for a bit before doing anything drastic. I know. He's a saint. Anyway, look, I gotta go. People are gonna start asking questions if I spend any longer down here. Let me take the tray and stuff. Been nice talking to you. Nice as could be expected anyway, under the circumstances. Maybe I'll bring you breakfast tomorrow. Oh, a book? Yeah, sure. Doesn't seem fair that you're locked up in here with nothing to do. Yeah, I'll bring you a book in the morning. Good night. Morning. Breakfast. I hope it's not too early. I was up with the birds. In fact, I barely slept at all. Didn't forget to grab a book for you, though. I wasn't sure what to grab for you from the library. I realised after I came upstairs last night that I probably should have asked what you'd like to read, at least a genre, but I'd already hung around for too long, so my mind wasn't in the right place. No, I just took a guess. It's A Withering of Royal Thorns. First in a series. I hope you haven't read it already. Sort of a romance thing, but it's got a lot of lore to it, and it's very dramatic. I thought, I don't know, if your parents own a theatre, then you might appreciate something with a bit of dramatic flair. Well thumbed, yeah. I've read it a few times. Still, I hope it's your kind of thing. Maybe a little odd for me to bring you a romance novel in hindsight, but still. Well, who knows, maybe you won't have time to finish it before you get out of here, one way or the other. I'm sure your parents are working hard on getting the money together to appease my father. Not that I think he deserves the money. If there was some other way. Yeah, I do have the key. But what of it? I can't... I can't say I haven't thought about it. Letting you out, I mean. Not just for you, but for anybody who's been kept down here, but... Yes, for you in particular. Seeing as you're the first of Father's guests who I've actually been allowed to speak to. We should talk quietly if we're going to talk about this. Just in case he could somehow overhear. I want to. I really do. I want to free you. I'm just terrified of what the repercussions might be. In truth, these days, Father's kind of toothless. About a year ago, the government seized most of his assets. He's basically destitute. That's why he's so desperate to get money out of innocent people like your parents. It was only due to a mistrial that he wasn't locked up. He can't afford to actually do anything. Yeah, that kidnapping you thing, it's a bluff. He's just hoping that your parents don't call the police or anything for fear of you getting hurt. But he wouldn't actually do anything to you. In the past he might have, but not now. If he did, that would just make the inevitable prison sentence even longer. The cops are just waiting for him to make one wrong move. That's what I'm saying. If I did get you out of here, I don't think he'd do anything to you or your parents. He can't afford to. I'm surprised he kidnapped you at all, but I guess it was a moment of desperation. It was stupid, that's for sure, and now I think about it, I'm kind of glad he kidnapped you if it leads to his arrest. I mean, not you specifically, anybody would do. Although it did mean that I met you as well, so... Still, I'm so afraid. I hate to admit this, but... I'm afraid of what might happen to me. I mean, I don't know if he'd hurt me, but he's my father. He'd disown me. I'd be done. As much as I hate the man, and trust me, I really do hate his guts. I think he's a monster. He's my family, and I can't avoid that fact. You're right, of course. Now I have some chance to be free of him, and to help you at the same time. It's just such a difficult step to take. I say you can't know what it's like to be in my position, but perhaps you can. You've been held captive by him for a week or so. Imagine how it might feel if you'd been held captive by him for your entire life. That's my whole reality. Tearing it apart by freeing you, letting you and your family go to the police. I want to do it. And I will. I'll free you. I'll corroborate everything you tell the police, and much more besides. Father mostly kept me out of his business. I think he knew that he'd lose my confidence one day. But I have enough to put him away for life. I'm sure of it. Especially with you as a victim. God. Yeah, I'm serious about this. Let's do it. Let's go. Right now. Yes, before I lose my nerve. God, you're so brave. Braver than I've ever been. I should have done this years ago. I wonder what it is about you that spurred me into action, but now isn't the time for reflection. Look, my hands are shaking so much. I can barely get this key in the lock. There we go. Okay, let's... For some reason I'm suddenly not so worried about losing my nerve. But we should probably still get out of here quickly, even if that's no longer a risk. Come on.